Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to dive into the new expansion that will be coming soon to Trailmakers that seems to bring air-based combat and villages and NPCs and a brand new campaign, a brand new map. Seems to be one of the biggest expansions to Trailmakers yet, so I thought it would be fun to dive into what they've released on it so far and see if we can find any fun little details on what to expect. So they've made a couple of announcements on Steam, starting with this one that says, get ready for a new expansion, Airborne, the biggest map in the Trailmakers universe, a new campaign and story, new combat mechanics and weapons, that'll be fun. There's enemies, air pirates, friendly NPCs, now that is something I'm really curious about, new blocks and wings, and more. There's a video here as well that we'll watch a little bit later on in the video. The expansion will come along update 1.6 in early Q2 of 2023, so it's just a couple months away. There'll be a free update that everyone has access to, but the expansion itself is going to be paid, which I'm assuming is going to be the new map and campaign. If I had to guess, that's probably going to be the expansion, and the free update is probably going to be all the new parts, combat basically the gameplay elements, like the combat mechanics and the blocks and wings. That's just my assumption. That is none of that's confirmed yet. So the update and expansion will heavily build on the experience of being a world-class aviator and fighter pilot. Take to the skies, conquer the clouds, and get rid of the evil pirates that control the wild blue yonder. All right, so it's pretty limited information right here, but there is some more. So this is dev update number 1 on the Airborne expansion, covering maps and villages. Our biggest map ever. The new Trailmakers expansion will take place in a brand new map, the biggest that we ever made. This new campaign experience will be focused on air vehicles, and there's a good reason, because you'll be traveling through a group of islands floating up in the sky to complete all missions you'll need to master the art of flight. So this seems to indicate that the mission progression is going to take you through different aspects of the flying mechanics. Every region will challenge your skills, from the green floating islands of Skylands to the threatening ancient dunes where big remains of archaic creatures rest. The level of danger varies from zone to zone. You'll have a reasonably calm time around the village of Driftvile. Is that supposed to be Driftvile or Driftville? But the adventure gets more risky the more you approach the Pirate Peak. Okay, so if we look here, I don't know where Driftvile is, but Pirate Peak is over here. I'm assuming maybe Driftvile is down here. So yeah, we got really early map concept art here with all the different areas, and I do have a higher res version of the map itself, but it doesn't include these little drawings. Airborne villages. Villages in Trailmakers? Yes, that is correct. For the first time, this campaign includes villages that you can explore. Each of them has unique architecture, aesthetic, and feeling. In addition, in certain areas of the map, you can find buildings that were once magnificent. That comes across as a weird sentence to me. Basically saying, not only that, you can find things that used to be awesome. Like, are we able to restore the magnificence? I guess we'll have to find out. Search well to find the Eye of the Needle, the old satellite dish, and many other secrets to uncover. So this is if there's gonna be specific landmarks that are gonna be important for us to explore and find. So this is some early village concept art. Ooh, looks like there's a bit of a ramp here. Interesting. That's kind of weird because this is an Airborne expansion. Why do you need a ground ramp if you're gonna be flying planes? All right, and then going on to the actual expansion Steam page itself, we get a little bit more information through some extra pictures. So it looks like with this picture, I think this is these are aiming reticles that lock on automatically. You'll see a little bit more of that in the video, but you can see we've got some hot air balloons that I think you have to shoot down. A little bit of a preview of what the map may look like. Here's the floating islands area. Are those sheep? Look at those sheep. And I just noticed there's a car actually driving off of this ramp here. That's interesting. There's something glowing up here. This seems to be maybe a spawn point right here. All right, next up, this seems to be a new gameplay item. Actually, I see 2 new gameplay items at least in this. So we have these balloons. So I'm assuming that these are gonna be like an inflatable and deflatable balloons, kind of like the underwater buoyancy, but that only works underwater. Now we'll have an air version of that. And also this part right here, maybe this is a new type of jet engine. It kind of has the rocket aesthetic to me, but it's very, very small. And it's a single, it looks like it's a 1x2, which if this is a thruster, that would actually be the smallest thruster footprint yet, because even the mini thrusters are a 2x4, I'm pretty sure. Here you can also see the aiming reticles are white here, and there appears to be a turret on top of this mountain shooting red laser beams at you, red bullets. All right, next up, this seems to be that island again with with that same vehicle. Interesting that they are showcasing a ground vehicle in these pictures. So I guess ground vehicles will be a part of your traveling in this expansion as well. But just a slightly different angle. Oh, we have something new over here. Some type of statue over here holding up a triangle of sorts. All right, so as far as the Steam page goes, that's all the new information I was able to get from there. Now let's get into the more detailed, higher res map. So down here is supposed to be called the Hoodoos, which I don't know if this is going to be our official starting area, but it looks like there's some type of village in here. Maybe this red circle is another one of those spawn points or NPC points or something. Here is Satellite Desert. I wonder why they call this the Satellite Desert. But there also appears to be a little village as well, and another circle. Those are probably spawn points. Those are probably like, you can teleport there after you discover these areas, and that's probably where you're going to end up teleporting. And then, oh, this is totally where that picture was from the Steam page. Yeah, this picture right here. You can see the shape. And then, so that in the background, that must be whatever this is. Maybe this could be an enemy spawner. There appears to be like a pirate symbol there, and the enemies are called air pirates or something. Yep, air pirates. All right, so then over here we have the ancient desert. Oh, see, there's another one. It's identical. These must be spawners for enemies. So now here we can see some of the ancient remains of creatures and another little village over here. Is there a spawn point in this area? Is it that circle? That circle looks less circular and more like irregularly shaped, so it makes me think that's not the official spawn point. The official spawn point could possibly be underneath one of these things, but I don't know. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, another enemy symbol over here as well. All right, and then here is apparently Maze Valley. Okay, this is not Pirate Peak, and you can see that's probably the spawn point right there. So Maze Valley, oh, you can see some remains right there. Not seeing anything else stand out other than this just looks like a very confusing series of terrain. There does appear to be some different colored rocks or something over here. We got highways connecting this island to the other ones. And then up in the left, this area is apparently called the Skylands, and you can see a blue probably spawn point right there. I think this is actually where those pictures were with that building and the car. Yeah, so that must be teleport points then. And then over here, this is apparently the ruins. I don't actually see a spawn point. It looks like there might be like a cave underneath here. So maybe the spawn point is underneath and not visible from above. And then lastly, up in the top right corner of the map is supposedly the most difficult area, Pirate Peak. So there appears to be a type of pirate ship up here that is probably going to be the main area, and I do not see a circle for a teleport point. Maybe you cannot find a teleport point up there because this is probably like, you know, the big bad enemy area. You can't just spawn in the middle of their area. You got to make your way in there. But yeah, there appears to be no solid connection from Pirate Peak to the rest of the main area, whereas all of this area is connected by these highways. But it's the Airborne expansion. You can fly. You can just fly to these areas. All right, but it's one thing to see words and images of the new expansion, but it's another thing to see video of the new expansion. So this is the first gameplay reveal that we have of this upcoming expansion, and there's a lot to get from this information-wise on what to expect. So let's watch through it. Make sure the volume's up. There we go. So there's a quest here, the pirate prison. Once the shield is down, you can take down the base. So apparently the quest right now is to take down a shield of some sort, but look at this air battle. This is what we've been needing for dogfights. Right now, dogfights are extremely difficult, almost impossible in Trailmakers because you have to be so precise with your shots, but this, it looks like there is some type of aiming reticle that actually locks on once they're close enough to where you're facing, that's the only way dogfights are actually gonna feel like you're actually doing something significant rather than just getting lucky. So as long as you can actually aim in the general direction of an enemy, you can see these aiming reticles. Here we go, we're approaching an enemy right now. You can see these aiming reticles lock on, and then yeah. Oh, you can actually, if you look carefully, let's replay that. Watch the guns on top right here. The guns actually animate and they move. You see that? They actually follow as they lock on too. Another thing that I'm noticing, there's actually a lot that we've already overlooked, that I've already overlooked. There's too much to comment on right now. Look at the wing. The wing has taken damage. When did that happen? Right there. Check it out. Watch the wing right here as the plane fires on it. So these are damage indicators on your own plane. That's interesting. Another thing is look at the control surfaces. Look at the back wings here when it's pitching. There are now control surfaces built into the wings. No longer are we going to have to attach wings to servos and then program the servos and have this awkward, like, just aerodynamically inefficient attachment that wings are being placed on. Now the wings themselves are going to have their own control surfaces, and that you can even see for roll on the tips. We just have these wing attachments. So I think that's going to make building planes so much more efficient and so much easier and less confusing. Oh yeah, we have a health bar on the enemies too. All right, so I think this is about where we got so far. So let's see if there's any other information we can get from this. It looks like these are just normal mini thrusters. I'm not seeing anything else new as far as thrust goes. We have propellers and mini thrusters on this one. All right, he's gonna go in for another shot. Look at that. You can see how the aiming reticle is already just auto leading the target. So it looks like it's actually factoring the velocity of the target as well. Not just aiming where it is, but aiming where it's going to be. So that's actually really nice. Now, we've got these things down here. It says once the shield is down, you can take down the base, and you can see it actually locks onto those. And look at this. I don't know if you saw what happened there, but we've got new bombs. New bombs incoming for bomber planes. And I think he might be out. So let's rewind that. All right, here we go. Right here. You can see them begin to drop down right now. Yep. So that looks interesting. I didn't actually see anything on the underside that indicated bombs. I might want to go back in the video and see if I could see anything now that I know that those are going to drop again. All right, looks like they had some more of these balloons over here. They seem like relatively easy targets. Oh, okay, maybe not, actually. You can see that the plane got shot right in its weak point. And it actually disconnected the wing right there. And that is an epic crash. So that actually seems pretty challenging. There's not a lot, at least with this plane construction, there's not a lot of protection happening. So if you take 1 or 2 shots to one particular part, your entire wing's gonna fall off and then you're done. Okay, let me see if I can look into these bombs a little bit more though. This is an unfamiliar part. You can see this glowing green. Are these where the bombs came from? The nose? All right, here we go. Let's pay attention to the nose here. Yep, now they're red. Okay, so the bombs, these have something to do with how the bombs are dropped. And they're green again. Oh. I never noticed this before. I did look at the video before recording this, so I had some things I knew I was gonna talk about, but this is something I did not notice until just now. I think these bombs are rechargeable. So I think the green light indicates that this plane is ready for another bomb drop. Yeah, watch again. The green lights, then they turn red, and then... now they're green again. So there is a bit of a cooldown, so you can't just keep dropping. So a couple minor details left. This compass is actually new. We can see a piece of salvage on there. You can see other points of interest. And also this mouse icon right here. I've seen it before, but I don't think this is actually officially supported in the PC version of the game. Like I can't actually map things to my mouse pointer or my mouse buttons, but it appears that this expansion might bring that to have actually official support rather than needing to like bypass it by using a controller or something. And I think that's all the new information that I'm able to spot in this video. Is there anything else that I missed that you guys have noticed that might give us some new information on what to expect that I didn't cover here? Let me know. And also, almost more importantly, you can see like there's a recommended video down here that maybe you guys should watch. I might be in this video. And so I don't know what this is. It's just really strange that this one happens to be up next in this playlist for some reason, but might be worth looking up if you haven't seen that before. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this expansion. I'm super excited to dive into it on the channel. Brand new campaign, brand new game mechanics, and the dogfighting looks like it's gonna be super fun. Hopefully we can get some multiplayer dogfighting going as well. What part about this expansion are you looking forward to the most? Let me know down in the comments below as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more that you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.